Hello, everybody, and welcome to this webinar. In this webinar, we will present new features of Vertex BD 2022, and also we will present for you what's new in Showroom, the main new features of it. And presenters today are Kimmo Honkanen. Hello, everybody. And I'm Jukka Haho, and then Petri Molkkari is here as a panelist. Okay, let's start. Kimmo, okay, a few words before Kimmo you started. We will record this webinar, and then there will be two main parts in this webinar, and after each session there's time for the questions. Okay, welcome.
Okay. Switch off the video so we have better network. So okay. And during the webinar you can add questions to the chat box. So after the BD demo we go through the BD questions, and after showroom we can go through others. So
just add them to question box. There's the chat and questions. So just add
questions
box.
Of course. Yeah. Okay. Some new features what we have in BD 2022. We go through the new library browser, and we have new framing tool for bricks example, and we go through framing tools. We have a lot of new functionalities and improvements to the framing tools. We go through intelligent floor sheathing. We have also Glue Laminated Joints library now available, so we go through the part of that, and also some words of the IFC improvements and new components and some other improvements and fixes. Okay, let's go to the BD and start about that library renewal theme. So now a lot of libraries have added to the browser. There's not all libraries still, but as you can see now all are here available as a browser view. So example sheets, we have divided those by manufacturer
and by type
and manufacturer. Yeah, okay. Yeah. And here is possible make activation and deactivation like a mass functionalities. It's more quicker than before, and when you make example some configurations to the system libraries, like here you can configure own things to system. Okay, these are locked, but here you can add example the code for this sheathing, and after that you can see that it's still system library, but you have configured it, and it's very easy to make own libraries like this. Just select items, and after that copy to new library and give a name to the library. After that it's going to the custom side, and here you can make of course more modifications than in system configurations. And there's also, if you have own macro component example, there's this kind of function. You can edit library content. by right-clicking, and you get this kind of view, and you can make here some additions and something like that. Edit browser part like you want and something like that. Okay, let's see how it look like if we have added, and here in the framing tool we have sheet selection. So which is activated, you can see all from here, like the old what we just made on library for this. You can select from here. So it's up to date immediately when you have activated needed sheathing libraries. For example, if you have CLT libraries like this, so you can see which you have activated and which not. Sorry, it was that field. This is priority. So, but if you want to activate all, just select this and activate. So then you get these all activated. So this is much quicker than in the last version. And some improvement also to the system functionality to edit floor and roof framing library. As you can see, now it's separated and it's more easy to handle this if you want to make new one or something like that. Maybe in the future this is also part of the library browser, but at the moment it's in here, and here you can get default detailing and details sets. This is like before, but this user interface is a little bit better to use.
A few words about this library renewal, why it has been done. So firstly, it guides you to make those libraries correct way, so that the system libraries stay as they are, and then when you make custom libraries, either you configure them, you never lose any new features we added to those libraries.
Exactly.
And then other reason is that when they are similar, those library interfaces, it's easier for you to modify them and maintain them and use them. So
yeah,
and then also in this library management view, you have then this browser interface to modify the libraries.
Yeah, and more detailed information you can find here in what's new in BD page. It is in knowledge page. So second, we have.
There was the one question that I have no idea or comment. So just try to find out maybe from this webinar tool to change the audio settings to be able to hear what we are speaking. And if you cannot do that, then there's going to be the recorded webinar. You can afterwards listen to that.
Okay, somebody can't hear us.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, but we have recording, so after this meeting. So, okay, about the pattern design tool, the the new framing tool, which is here available in this version, it needs an own option, pattern design tool, and when you are starting to use it, you have to activate the tool from library. So here is the brick layout tools which have to be activated. So let's make a quick look what is included in this. Hide others, and I add here a new layer, so we can use that pattern design tool, whichever layer, but I now put it to the siding. And let's select this example brick and thickness like 5. So they are those brick slips, so it's quite thin. And now we get the layer. So now in the panel we have a layer for new tool. Let's activate that and go to the framing tools and right click. Now when we have activated this tool, we have here selection pattern design tool. So select that one. Here is the different basic brick layout setups, but the basic idea is that here's a different bricks, which is a model which you can select from here, and here's a different patterns for area side and edge need. And if you want to put no pattern, you can also select that one. And here is setups where you can select the pattern to the outer side of the area, inner sides, and opening edges around the door or window. Okay, let's add that tool and generate the parts. Let's see what happens. Okay, now we have bricks there. Let's hide this layer. And now in the library there's width and length parameters. So some which know fit that size is non-standard. So you can see by this part marking tool, which you can use also the other parts. There's loose part, manual part, but now mark non-standard pieces, parts, but you can select the color. And you can see these are not standard size. So this is very good when you are designing layout, that how you edit the layout, that you get as many standard bricks as you want. And if you change I just edit like this. I put here with like, so it's immediately show you that this is non-standard also. Okay, so that's the marking tool. And we select the panel and go to the panel drawing. Let's make, okay, we activated the CLT panels, but now we are working with the basic wooden ones. So now you can see that in this view, the siding is activated here, and the parts you can see is like that. But if you want to see those bricks as the same color, you can choose the line property rules, and here is the possibilities to see brick color by color. And after that, you can see that blue and red colored bricks are as they are in the model. And those which are bolded ones are the non-standard bricks. So in the middle there was that one which size was edited. You can also see the properties if you want to see only the non-standard bricks. So you can see only those. And there's also possibility to put the schedule about the bricks. And in the basic library we have here code, quantity of, and color, but also it's possible to get width and length dimensions to the schedule if you want. So small customization, and it's available. Okay, now the pallet drawing is ready, so let's see. Okay, there you can see those bricks also in the model 3. Here's a own Excel report for bricks, so you can get the right amount of bricks and make the order to the building. So that's some basics about pattern design tool. So there's more information also in the what's new page in the knowledge page. So there's also a video about the tool. Okay, let's go to the framing tools about the floors. I told you that let's take a look about intelligent sheathing. So here you can see that here we have different blocking, and now we select this common sheathing tool, which is used in horizontal structures at the moment. So here's the rules page, and here's that you can select align sheet edges with the tray, with the frame, in this way. So let's see what happens. Generate again. So it aligns that sheathing to the stud. So and if you have the blocking is different dimensions, I put a little bit thinner like that. Then the what is the minimum overlap here? Now this is the 25, so I have to edit these rules that minimum overlap with the piece is example 10 millimeters, because the default is 22. So then it fixes also to this, as you can see. Okay, and what else is there? You can add just the latest or how can I say, last sheet with at least have to be minimum example 900. Let's see what happens. Now this is minimum 900, and you can also skip this small sheet. Last one is the, don't add narrower sheet than example 100 here and generate path, so you don't get under the 100 sheet. Okay, that's about the sheeting. Let's activate the insulation which have width and length dimensions. Let's see, we can search like this. Okay. Why it doesn't show it? Insulation. Have to be deactivated. No. Okay. Let's see what we have here. Insulation materials. Okay. Activate this because here is the width and length dimensions. So I want to show the new version of how to add insulation with gaps to the panel. Select the framing here, and here first insulation. Now when I activate this insulation material library, I can pick up this, and edge gap here is gap which is between these insulation and stud. Let's put there 15, and seam gap. Just an example, I put here 50 millimeters. So that's the gap which is between insulation sheets. Now you can see what happened. Gap here is 15, but this is 50 millimeter. I can edit this also back if I want to put a little bit narrow like this. So now you can form this if you are using, how can I say, hard urethane or something like that. You can form it in the factory after the putting those insulations to the structure. What else? Let's go back to the floor framing. Let's take these away. So here in the joint library, we have hatches. Let's add this one to the structure. Where it is? Okay, I'll try again. What happened? I was too quick. Select the panel and then put it to the structure. Okay, I can move it. So, yeah. Okay. Here's the hatch punch macro. Let's add it a little bit wider, like 800. And do you want to get punch up or down? Let's try this first. Okay, quite big. And generate parts. If we hide this, here's the sheathing piece, and here we have punch in the up, but not in the bottom. And now okay. Let's go like this. Sorry, I want to edit this. And punch down and generate again. What happens? We have punch here down, as you can see. And it also makes the studs or framing around the hats. There's also shaft macro. Let's try that again. Just same idea, but you get the difference that there's a hole and stud around that. So that's a difference. Two new macros. Okay, let's go to the glue laminated joints a little bit. So here, how much we have time? Enough. Okay, good. So in joint library, we have now connection details, and here whole new connection detailing for glue laminated timber. Let's do like this. Okay, and here you can select which was the code and what is the dimensions of the hanger, and you get those to the beams. And now I can copy this. So the choice which follows. also. So that's possible. And also there's a few examples about support plate, like beam and column, and okay, and with one plate, so it makes a column a little bit shorter, that you can put the support plate under the beam, so it's possible. And one more, there's also the shoe for the column. Let's pick the column and where it's going to be, and then of course when you have different column size, just pick the right one, and you get holes also for the columns which is needed. So that was about the glue laminated joint library. Something about IFC improvements. Sometimes when you are importing the IFC to the BD, the coordinates are very far away from the Vertex origin. Now it's possible to place origin and save the coordinates from existing point, and after that when you are exporting that, you can also fix to the same coordinate, how can I say, coordinate area, or that it's going to the right place. So now it's better. And there's also that you can change the model points or north direction and rotate with that if you want. And some other improvements in the property sets, of course, the bricks library, which is now available in this. Some building management improvement. There's 2 different hatches in foundation sections available. And okay, this one, you can select the objects from the model and make as a new building. So let's okay, we can do it like this example. I take these ones and save as a new building here, and this is now Glue Laminated project 1, and save that. And now if you have the sub-project option, you can pick that one and bring that to the here. So now it's sub-project. So that's the new and good function if you have modular buildings and something like that.
Or you can just save it as a building and maybe part of the building and continue designing from that point forward.
Yeah, if you have garage or something like that. So and also there's some new in light cow steel library. There's bracings which you can also use with floors and ceilings at the moment, and some lifting points and hot roll detailing. There's some new details which you can find in the joint browsers. And modeling tool improvement. Here's also the video about selection group. So example, if you have electrical box and electrical pipes, you can select the components and right click and then create selection group about those. And this is very quick when you are using the same components in different side of the house, and you can copy and move those which belongs to the same selection group at the same time. And you can also add the selection groups to the building group, and that from the building group library, and use those. And there's a video about the details about that. And some new components available: glass railings, some shower cabins, and this is very good spiral staircase available. There are G4 components where you can change parameters, and you get quite realistic view about the models. And some other, there's the doors, sliding doors, which goes inside the internal wall, available now. And some NC interface improvements. There's quite a lot, but some appointments in Rundeck. When you are writing the output from Rundeck, it's always written in metric if you are using Imperial environment. And now it's also possible to get PTL files from panel assembly. Have to remember, if using these, of course, that you have to check out what are the machine tools and something like that, that can have the time to use and make the right setups for mashing. But now you have the PTL interface. And also one good thing is that you can have now 2 or more CNC accessory setup. So when you are using output, then if you have more than one CNC accessory setup, so you can pick from the list that which you want to use for output. So it's also good improvement. So what else? This I forget. So here, now if you click the profile, you can see the length of the profile immediately here in the footer. What is the length of the profile? Immediately, you can check it quite quick. Example, I cut this here. I can also see immediately what is the length of this profile. Very useful. And what else in small? Here was the hatch and shaft. Here's a little bit more parameter. What is here happening? I have to check this. Okay, and you can also use these punches in the building object group immediately. So when you add the building group example, the cabin with a punch, it makes immediately hole to the structure. That was all.
Okay, now it's time for questions, and there are a few questions. First, let's start from the question related to sheathing or pattern tool. There's a question that is it possible to use that pattern tool to add sheets like a global sheets that combine different balls together and add sheet for all of those. It requires one layer if you generate all of sheet for the whole, for example, from ground floor to top of the wall, so that all sheets are aligned. I would say that maybe this sheeting, this pattern design tool is maybe not the best tool for that. That's something would require, I would say, some development for the sheathing tool, so that you can make them as a one layer. You could create you could actually combine multiple walls or some layers of multiple walls to one together and then make a sheathing there.
In pattern tool, the origin can be global, so everything is coming according to the global origin, but not the sheathing thing. I think the sheathing method tool or something like that is better used in that cases.
So for that question, we don't have the exact tool what you're looking for.
But in pattern tool, you can use G4 models which you can generate as a pattern, like the bricks or something like this.
Then there's question about the minimum options for the sheathing also available with wall framing.
This common sheathing method.
Is that minimum option available for also wall sheathing methods?
No,
it's not available, but we have made this functionality to adjust those sheathing seams to studs or joists to make possible to use these sheathings also with walls. Depending on which kind of rule you have with wall, you might be able to use already this sheathing tool what is planned for the floor framing also with walls, and then it's available. And there's also the difference if you use this floor or roof sheathing tool with walls, then you can generate them as a separate layer.
Yeah.
But that's something we will continue development in future.
Yeah, in the future we have common sheathing tools also for walls in some functionalities.
Yeah. And then there was the question, another question that can we use this sheathing with walls what we presented. Then there's the question about this hatch and shaft that isn't the same tool as adding a hole in the deck. No, it's not.
There's a difference.
Yeah, when you make a hole, then it's just
it's hole.
You don't have a control that is it punched through the structure or not. And then there is no like a possibility to control that. There's the hatch tool, for example. It leaves that sheathing. It cuts the sheathing area by hole, but it adds also sheathing inside of the or top of the hole as well. So there's the similarities that when you generate, you didn't add it.
I was quick again. I put the shaft now, and if now generate the parts. Okay, sorry, here's take these layers away. So what we have here. Oh, it might be the hatch, maybe better. Where is the hatch? Come on. This is better explaining here. Here we have also the piece of sheathing here. And now.
And that's the difference. And also,
there's no hole in the underline.
Yeah. So you can control how to make it.
Yeah.
Then there was a question that can we export project to IFC and include the IFC that has been imported? We don't have that functionality. We just import those which are converted to BD native objects. Do we have multiple undo? There's no development with undo.
Good, that has a lot of questions.
Then there was the question that, but does it also arrange the structure for creating the hole? Yeah, these hatch and shaft tools, they affect the framing. So there's going to be the frame around of the opening.
Here it is.
Yeah, as you see, it is there. And then there was the one raised hand as well.
Good. Then we have to go to showroom.
Yeah.
Issues.
So it was, I think, Bas Brocard. I can't pronounce your name correctly, but switch on your mic and ask your question if you like to. So unmute your mic. Okay.
Was it Tracy?
It was the Bas, P-A-S, Brocard. Okay. Maybe we can come back to that later on, if needed.
Okay, we continue to the showroom issues, and we have these kind of issues to go through, and now we change the presenter. I make you copy the presenter. So we go back to the questions after the showroom demos.
Okay, let's speak some words about showroom. Showroom and new features of it. Showroom is, as think you know, it's the tool. So when you go to the webpage showroom.vertex.fi, you can find it. What is the showroom? And from there you can buy, or you can start with the free license and then buy later on the showroom license. From there you'll find also features of it. Showroom is a tool to present model for stakeholders, maybe your partners, factory workers, whatever, all the other people than CAD users to present the model. And it's workable with you can use the mobile devices and PCs and also VR headsets to view the model. And let's go through, and from here you can find also the support documentation of it, and also the latest news, latest versions, what has been published or released in latest versions. And okay, let's go there now. And let's start with this virtual reality. We have renewed that virtual reality functionality. And let's start with the video.
By virtually exploring your product or worksite, you can avoid expensive mistakes. VR gives you a more accurate idea of what is being created than any computer screen or printout can offer. There are great advantages to exploring environments or products before they're manufactured. All you need are goggles to act as your eyes and controllers that function as your hands. With Vertex Showroom, you can look around like you're actually present in the model. In our application, you can perform useful tasks like interact physically with the model. View object details. Take measurements. Hide parts of the model. Check the floor plan. And navigate from place to place. Vertex Showroom VR for desktop PC is out now.
Let's continue. I will now show my screen. We'll come back to the showroom.
Right.
And then we'll continue. Petri, would you like to say something about this our virtual classes in this phase? Or will I come back to that in end of this presentation when we have the time for the questions? Okay, maybe one of the biggest changes during the last few months, what we have released is object tree, and it's quite similar with Vertex BD. Here you can, some differences there is that you can here show tree by type or by group. And if you take them by group and then you click, for example, one wall here, you can see that it contains all these objects connected to that wall. You can also go there and say that select all the walls and then go there and hide them. As well as, okay, if you like take, for example, from here, all the roofs. All the roofs, same way you can go and hide them. Now roofs and walls are hiding. That's why you can use this object tree to hide components easily, and then you can unhide, of course, easily them back. There's also this nice tool to search. For example, if you're interested in to see all the exterior walls, you just start to write there, and then you can see all the exterior walls there, and it's easy to pick up them from this list. So this object tree is very good for the navigating here the model and see what you like to see, and hide those components what you don't like to see just in that view. And then when you are working here the model, you have here these old hide tools, as you have maybe some of them you are used to, and then you can hide them one by one back using this tool over there,
Like we have in PD.
So you can unhide all hidden components or just
Restore
one by one, restore one by one.
Yeah.
Then when you make a section, now there is function to add this kind of filling surface to that for those clipped volumes, to that clipping plane. And if you do so, it's much more clear this this view when you look it from upward. So the layout is much nicer. Then we have some improvements done for the measuring the model. When you go there, or let's rotate a bit, and then
we are no hurry.
Yeah, we go inside of the house now to see the bit here inside of the house. We can see there is already some dimensions over there.
Don't hit your head to the beam.
Yeah, just be careful. And now, as you see, there is Just a moment. I rotate this. I go a little bit out.
Let's go again.
Let's go again inside of the house. And then I will go a little bit apart. And now, when you look this model here inside of the house, we have now some new tools here when making the or checking the dimensions. We have now there quick button to just for the quick measurements. And now, if you now like to check what is the width of this cabinet here, you can easily check it, or length of this, and so on. And we have there very useful tool is this kind of function to measure that perpendicular to some surface. Now, when you go to check these dimensions, and then when you, for example, take a snap to lines, so you snap to that wall line there, and you can easily see now what are the like distances in different locations. For example, here you can see that what is the distance between those cabinets and so on. So and ceiling height as well, and so very nice and quick tools to check dimensions. That's something new in this version. And if you don't like to see all this, for example, if you add here some comments, let's add comment for this object. Okay.
Maybe Petri can talk something about the Googles.
Yeah, so
In this,
I go a little bit. So one thing before we go to the questions. I think this clipping borderline was somehow making
never mind.
navigating a little bit difficult. But okay, there is now also a tool that when you add, you can add the dimensions here. For example, like this, that you can add, for example, ridge lines and so on, different kind of dimensions to the model. But then and then maybe they are very useful there. There might be also different kind of like comments in the model. But sometimes you like to take, for example, screen capture of this model. You don't like those at all. So you like it's now possible to clean all these measurements and also light icons and annotations on the model, so that now you can control that which annotations are the annotations, dimensions, and those things visible in the model. In dimensions, there's also one new tool, is the angle dimension. So there, I think, was the most important new features. And then again, when you go to that web page and go to see the release notes, you will find the latest new features of the showroom.
Let's take the Petri to line. So about the Googles and something about the lights. Unmute Petri. So Molkkari. Our Petri. Self-muted somehow.
Okay, now
you are live.
Okay, thanks. So first of all, about those goggles. As you may know, there are two main manufacturers for VR goggles, HTC and Oculus. And I recommend HTC Pro series over the Oculus Rift series. And there is a couple of reasons for that. Main reason is better performance and image quality. And the second reason is that when the Facebook bought Oculus, of course, they integrated Oculus to their Facebook system, and you need a personal Facebook account to use Oculus Rift glasses or goggles nowadays. So with HTC Pro Series goggles, you don't need Facebook account and you get better performance and image quality. So, and then about a little more about visual improvements made in showroom. So we have updated our material and lighting calculation model inside the showroom. So nowadays materials and environment support HDR environment. So these models actually reflect that environmental lighting more realistic way. So there is a difference between old version and this one in of which how the model looks like. We are heading to more realistic view and lighting. So that's basically our goal for there. So that's long story short, let's say so. But do you have some questions about showroom?
There was the one question related to showroom or two, but there's some other questions as well related to PD. But let's start from showroom. Can showroom model be created for each option using master sets?
If you have an option model or something like that.
At the moment, from PD, you are able to import architect and framing models into the showroom. So basically, if you want to import models to showroom, you PD building where you have architect model and framing model, those models can be separately imported to showroom, and that link stays there. But if you want from all possibilities about a master set, you have to do it manually, and you get a pretty quite huge amount of combinations and models there. So there is no automation for that.
Yeah, it's interactive function.
Yeah, there was a question about how does showroom work with framing models. So same way like the architectural models. So no any difference.
Yes, you
what
get
about
all
the VX model to showroom? There's a question about that. Maybe it's some kind of component or.
Pardon?
There's question VXM to showroom. I think that it's about the Vertex model. Is it's possible also to put to the showroom?
It doesn't make sense.
No. Showroom uses GOTF files system, and when you are exporting models from PD to showroom, they are converted to a binary mode GOTF file format. So these are GOTF files showed in here. No, not VXM.
Okay, question about can imported IFC be exported also to showroom with the PD project?
Actually, I have to say I'm not sure. I think the geometry comes to showroom.
Good question.
Good question. I haven't because that data. Maybe Jukka can show some data, for example, from that war, or
mainly made for our models, but
yes. Data. Okay, there is no that data. That's actually IFC data stored in this model.
And this is the property set. So the IFC data is going there, but the IFC itself is this showroom is using the another file format than IFC.
Yes.
There's a question about BD. There was a little bit earlier question also about the BD. Where was it? Are prof libraries in the libraries browser, so unused profiles can be deactivated. This is one of the top next steps for library browser development. So hopefully we have that in the next version. And there was another one was about what about panel stacking or something like that? Was there something like that? Is there coming improvements, or is there any improvements made to panel stacking function? We have started 3D panel stacking improvement, but in this version we don't have.
Yeah, it's under development at the moment. And then there is a question that have the libraries for metal stud framing components been increased?
Now we have wooden environment here, so
there was shown few like hot rolled new joints, but then and then something also for the cold form steel, light gauge steel stuff as well. A couple of new features, but and you'll find those from the
what's new
pages. Those pages for the version 2022 has been published in last Friday, so they are open now.
Can the showroom model have edges showing? What that means? Can the showroom model have edges showing?
If the question is about wireframe, is it? I understand that. So the person who asked the question wants to see the edges of the components. Unfortunately, no. There is no wireframe available. Or at the you can see those edges when you select component. That's at that moment you can see those edges. Maybe Jukka can show it. Yes.
And can showroom be used for customer interaction, such as choosing siding and or roof color? So you want to paint the house or something like that?
At this moment, no. We have discussed about that feature, and there is some plans about that, but we haven't decided to do that yet, and we have no schedule about that, and so not this moment, no.
And sorry about we don't have the edges showing, so that's a pity from the same guy, but sorry about that, we don't have that. Any other questions, or somebody wants to raise hand? So go to live questions. Could you repeat the answer to the undo question? Undo was about.
Can you say so the undo as it has been, so there's no improvements for the undo?
There, no, at the moment. Very good questions. Think about the questions for all. No any raising hands. So thank you for all being here in webinar and being so active, and thank for being our customers. So, and we record this, and you get the link to the recording, so you can get back to this. And remember that knowledge page. There's more information about improvements and some videos about the new features. Thank you.
Thank you very much, and goodbye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.